Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Egbert, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about how you can be an emerging millionaire. And I'm coming with the playbook. And welcome to Foci Optics. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it! Alright, welcome back. Once again, where's the Emerging Millionaires at? I know you're here at SSN Nation, so we're going to talk about the playbook. The playbook that I'm going to run today is a little bit different than the normal playbook because I know you guys are used to buying courses, even though this is the no guru zone and you're willing to put your money towards courses so somebody can tell you how to do exactly the playbook, and then you find out you paid for a course when you could have been paying to invest in yourself. Well, welcome. You can see we're at the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page, and you may notice the join button over here on the right hand side. That's how you become a member of the channel. And under the community tab, I leave messages specifically for members, and I do 1 or 2 videos a month. Now remember, we got to share these videos, ladies and gentlemen, because we got to try and help thousands, if not millions, of other people. So before I get into this, we're going to start talking about the playbook. The playbook. Here we go. Number 1, today, interest. This is how you become wealthy. This is how you make money. You make your money work for you. How do we do it? One way is if you invested in crypto, we earn interest every day at Celsius Network. I'm leaving this page up that you can see right now for a reason. Because at Celsius Network, you can see lending rates. And the lending rates in blue is for United States citizens. The rest of the free world, because they can get paid and sell token, or you can pay your loan and sell tokens, you see a lower rate in pink. But for American citizens, 1% loan, I think, is awesome. 25% loan to value. The playbook means money needs to make money for you while you're sleeping. And here's one way you do it, because we're not talking about a loan, we're talking about earning interest. Today, we received interest payments because last week, Friday to Friday, we earned interest on crypto when it was higher. For instance, crypto could have been 54,000 with Bitcoin. Ethereum was around 4,000. We are earning interest on that. They have dropped nearly 20% or more by now. And that interest we earned last week is now buying us some more BTC, some more ETH, because we're in America. All those who are outside of America could be buying sell. Their interest could be buying sell. But how as it works out, we're getting more BTC, we're getting more ETH, we're getting more Link, and others, stable coins, stay the same. But the other ones that have dropped, we are buying at the lower rate. Our interest is buying at the lower rate. That's how you make your money work for you, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Now, I'm going to move along because the playbook dictates that you actually know how to build wealth, how to make money, how to become an emerging millionaire. You need to do certain things. And some of you may have seen this chart before. This chart is going to be down below in the description. So therefore, you can always come back to this chart and say, hey, am I doing something wrong? Now, I want you to notice something here. The way I look at the chart may be different than how someone else may be looking at the chart. But We get real up in here. You know how it is. It's real out here in the field. This is made up of your net worth chart. You can see here the 10,000, the 100K net worth. You might start noticing something. Liquid, which is cash. Look at how much of this green liquid because you're cash. You do realize there's inflation every day, every month. Inflation means the cash that you have on hand can buy less. Every time inflation goes up 1%, that means what used to cost you $100 to buy something is now going to take 101. So if somebody tells you that inflation goes up 2% this month, that means now what you used to buy last month for 100 now costs 102. So does it make sense to hold cash when cash is depreciating every day, every month? No, it doesn't. But the people on the lower end of the spectrum, wealth-wise or have net worth-wise, look at what they're holding. Cash. Primary residence. Look at what you're holding. Most primary residences you owe money on. So this is taking money once again out of your hands, giving it to your mortgage lender or the bank or whoever's holding the note, because in most cases people have a note because nobody's buying $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 homes for cash unless you had an asset that you normally would have bought before, and now you flush with cash, and then you say, well, it makes sense for me to go buy cash because I have to pay taxes on that high percentage that I just made liquid. That's another video. But for this video, I want to point out the lower levels, 100K net worth, 10K net worth. Look at these things. Primary residence, big chunks. You're losing money. You're paying somebody else out of your pocket money that you're earning. Vehicles, look at this big portion here. People running around with vehicles. You have an IOU, vehicles that go down in price. You're over here having vehicles that you also have paid for, and now they're going down in value. You spent hard-earned money to buy this stuff. Look what else we have up here. A big chunk to a retirement, pension, IRA. Once again, you are giving your money to somebody else. Normally, most people don't have self-directed IRAs, which you can do your own self-directed IRA. But think about it. Most of you are giving your money to somebody saying, work this out. Give me my 10% per year or 8% per year or 6%. It doesn't matter. You're just happy with this percent per year. Now, look at this. Life insurance. So you're caught up into this, what happens if you die thing, because you don't have any real assets. So if you die, who's going to pay for your assets, which are not assets? Who's going to pay for these items that you have loans on, that you owe money on? They're telling you, once again, take money out of your pocket and go give it to a life insurance company so that they can cover assets that you don't really own, because they're not assets if you have IOUs. Where's your money going? Look at the first net worth top tier. Look at the second tier. Most of this is IOUs that you've given your money to somebody else that you're working your hard-earned money for. You're working your ass off. Can I get a vacation? I'm sorry, our thing says you've only worked here 2 years, so you can only take a week off. Come on now, people. Now, let's start moving down the charts where you aspire to be better than the average person economically. Notice how things start shifting when you have like $1 million. All of a sudden this blue over here, all of a sudden starts coming into play. And this stuff that people have IOUs on most of the time starts shrinking. Notice the car over here. Who's going to keep buying cars? You're not. Look at this. Retirement and pension fund starts increasing a little bit at this level. There's a reason why. And again, You guys might want to Google the channel because you know I've talked about taxes before. That's why you might want to do an S Corp in certain situations, because now you can take more money and put into your pension retirement fund. If it's self-directed, it's even better. You're not locked in on a W-2 platform. So once again, notice where everybody wants to go to and disregard the information. So that's why I have to bring you the information. If you want to become an emerging millionaire, you want to be a millionaire status, then you have to understand what it takes to get there, because the first stuff that they're telling you to get isn't how you get there. Now look, when you start going down, and I'm going to break down what this is, because by now you guys know what I've always talked about, the streams of income, the businesses and all that. I'll just put it to you plain and simple. This blue over here on the right hand side that starts creeping up bigger and bigger and bigger as the net worth gets bigger and bigger, that's because those are businesses, ladies and gentlemen. Business interest. Notice business interest is reverse of what they're telling you when you have hardly any net worth. So doesn't it make sense that the playbook says business interest, I need to have streams of income, should be my number one priority. I shouldn't be out here buying all this other stuff when my net worth is minus. My net worth is 10K or 100K, where they're telling you to get all this stuff. I'm going to show you something on another thing that shows you the reason why they're telling you to do the first top two lines is because you got to work for these guys over here. They want you to be locked in, where you have to work paycheck to paycheck nearly. So if you want to be an emerging millionaire, then you have to change up the game and go with what gets you there. Don't go with what people are telling you. Look at this real estate. Look how small a sliver this changes into. Look at this primary residence over here. Minor. Look at the vehicles. Minor. All this stuff. Minor. Life insurance. Minor. Why? Because you have business interests. You have revenues coming in. You don't have to worry about that. That's why it starts shrinking. Okay? So these are the kind of things that you have to think about, ladies and gentlemen. All right? And by the way, in case you want to know what this white is here, that's other assets. You want to know what the green is here? That's mutual funds. You want to know what the light blue is here? That's stocks. Are you not getting the picture here? Mutual funds, stocks, fixed income investment, managed assets, real estate, business interest. All these generate revenue. That tells you where you need to go. Does that not give you the playbook right there? So when they're telling you to go against this, which of course is not the Stop Struggling Now way. You know we've been talking about all of this in case you haven't realized it over the last 2.5 years. Playbook right in front of you. Down below there'll be a link to this so you can go review it yourself. All right? Now, let's go with the top 10 assets is what I put in here. Here goes the top 9 according to somebody. Stock and equities, you saw that on the list. Bonds, mutual funds, you saw that on the list. Investment vacation properties, you saw that on the list. REITs, which is a stock implement, real estate investment trust. Farmland, of course, because you can grow veggies, fruits. Those are assets. Small businesses, peer-to-peer lending, and royalties is on this list. These are assets that make money for you, ladies and gentlemen, emerging millionaires. Where do you need to be? Once again, I'm giving you the stats. I'm showing you what you need to do. And now look at this. Here's what I wanted to show you. The top 10% own 70% of the U.S. wealth. This is in 2019. What do you think happened last year when the stock market went down 40%? And these people that are in the top 10 bought more. And then it went back up to all-time record highs. Do you not think that the top 10% own more than 70% U.S. wealth now? Because why? You're out here buying houses. You're out here buying these cars. You out here buying all this other stuff that net worth of 100K individuals usually buy. Now, there's something on here that you're probably going to need to, I'm going to leave a link down below so you guys can read this right here. because then you can start getting into some other information on why you need to change up. Now, I'm going real quick here because we want to be emerging millionaires like yesterday, but don't realize that sometimes it takes hard work. It takes energy, effort, and time. Everybody likes this instant microwave stuff, but guess what? That's not what's happening. Sometimes it takes years to be an emerging millionaire. How about 10 years? Is that good enough for you? 10 years where you put your nose to the grind and then come out on the other end? Is that worth it to you to spend 30, 40 years of freedom to be able to do what you want, where you want, how you want? Number one, equities. Once again, that seems to be the thing. But how many times are they telling you when you're in high school and college, telling you, hey, you might want to get in some stocks right now while you can? That's not a thing. They're telling you, go get a job. Go to school. Here we go again. You've seen this before. It's the same list. The bonds, right? Investment, vacation vehicles. You've seen all that. But I want to show you something else that's very interesting, because a lot of people don't think about royalties. A lot of you sit around, you're in the entertainment, watching movies, TV, and you hear songs that you heard of before, and you're watching their commercials and things, and you're sitting there like, man, that'd be cool to be able to get royalties. And you're thinking the only people that can get royalties are people like musicians, people who make movies. They realize you get royalties on the back end. You know, entertainment is usually where you get royalties. Well, what if you knew you could buy royalties, ladies and gentlemen? Never talked about that before, Eric. I know, because most people don't have the monies to buy royalties and don't realize that you can buy royalties. But today, you want to be an emerging millionaire and you want to make money while you sleep. Royalties is the answer. And where do you go? You go to Royalty Exchange. That's one place you can go. Here it is. Royalty Exchange. They give up their rights. That's right. Empire State of Mind, songwriter royalties, $190,000. Somebody paid for the royalties, for the songwriter royalties. The songwriter said, I'll take the 190, or whatever their percentage is. You know, they'll take the 160, 170. Give up the $32,000 per year that it's been generating on average. Somebody bought it. Somebody's going to think that they may get $30,000 a year in royalties. They're willing to take that risk. See these others on the list? Somebody's given up publishing for Don't Stop the Music from Rihanna, 203. Somebody bid on that. You're saying, whoa, what's happening here? I didn't realize this was a thing. Right. You're out here buying cars. You're out here buying real estate. You're out here buying stuff that goes down in value. Here goes some others right now, featured listings. Yeah, there's Drake's. Somebody's giving up their royalties. Here goes some of the closed auctions, which once again you'll see what the prices are. Slipknot, Simple Plan, producer royalties, almost $1 million somebody paid. Over royalties that they receive about $100,000 per year. Remember that thing I used to say about 10 times is what I always call the value of something? Notice somebody almost paid $1 million, which is what it should have paid, but it was at auction, so generally at auction you get a lower price. This right here, 32, should have been 300. So the fact that somebody's getting this right here, that is phenomenal. That's like in the 15% range, if that held up to be $32,000. That's the previous 12 month in royalties. If it stays $30,000 per year, that is incredible, because the person gets their money back in about 6 years, right? So these are another option on what you can do, ladies and gentlemen. Royalty Exchange. I'll have a link down below, because not everything costs that much. You can see here where there's one that these amounts are smaller. See these smaller amounts, right? So there's something for everybody at Royalty Exchange, just to let you know. So I'll even go even further, just so you guys can be shocked in awe because there's always a way to make money. But if you don't know, then obviously you can't invest in it, can you? This is just dollar age, so don't worry about that. I mean, you can go study what this means, but for me, we're not doing a video on this, but I just want to show you this right here. You can buy royalties for cheap. Okay? See, here's the offers. You can buy royalties for cheap. The story is this. What happens if you buy royalties from a hit song, for whether it's a songwriter, producer, it doesn't matter who it writes you're buying. But let's say you buy it, it's pretty much dormant, but all of a sudden, it's leased out to commercials, and it's all of a sudden in a movie, and all of a sudden now it's people are buying it again. That happens. All right? So, all like any investment, if there's a hit song and you could buy it for single digits, let's say $100 or less, it's a risk, but are you willing to take the risk? And that's part of being an emerging millionaire, because millionaires take risk. So hopefully this video is short enough for you, and I just wanted to say one last thing about it, and here we are. This is from 2016. The top 5% households in America reported $197,651 or more in income in 2016. This same top 5% controlled 60% of the nation's wealth in 2016. So now you see what happens here, where the top 10% owns 70% of the wealth in 2019. So it's almost along the same track lines. And you're sitting here wondering what the top 10% are doing? Well, hopefully again I've given you the playbook. Here's what the top 10% are doing. This here, down here at the bottom, that's their domain. That's where you need to be. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why we have to bring the real. Have to understand what you guys are up against, what you have to do, and what work you have ahead of you. I know it's not popular because nobody really wants to put in that much work, but that's what separates the men from the boys, the women from the ladies, the go-getters from the have-nots. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.